I really didn't know what is the impact that our parathas are having. But the teachers said that probably it's the first meal of the day for these children. They start early, they go for rag picking, come back home, and probably the parents are not in a state where they would be able to give them any food.
Hello and welcome to Rabbi Rashi Foundation. Learn by heart, a beautiful and a useful meaning introduced by Sonali Ghosh, who's an entrepreneur, trainer, coach, psychotherapist. Sonali is the co-founder at the Dancing Lighthouse, founder at the Dancing Looms, a beautiful soul who has given birth to the initiative Beautiful Minds. Let me tell all our listeners, she introduced Happy Parathas in Beautiful Minds. And we are going to listen to the amazing story today. Sonali, आपका बहुत बहुत स्वागत है.
Thank you so much.
Okay, to start with, Sonali, I would like you to share your journey, story, and all the good work that you've been doing for a while.
The way I'll put it, I have 3 babies. The first is Dancing Lighthouse. It's a corporate consultancy and training firm. And we do bespoke sessions. And like you said, put it nicely, we are trying to make learning by heart a reality for everybody. So Dancing Lighthouse came naturally to me because I've been in training for many number of years. And this was an opportunity to collaborate with other trainers and meet some of the need of the organizations. So that is one of my child. The second one is a social initiative, Dancing Looms. And here I bring to you weaves of India, traditional and the best weaves from looms to the doorsteps. So there's something that I ensure that a majority of the proceeds is used for food, education, and livelihood of the community. And the third initiative, which I call my love child, is a charity initiative. And this was started in 2017. I started off a group where we actually get it done, vegetarian parathas, stuffed parathas, and we get it distributed to underprivileged children in municipal schools in Mumbai. Last year, I extended this initiative to Northeast India, where we are serving a meal a day in one of the community centers, which is in Assam. So we call our parathas happy parathas because they bring in a lot of happiness to the children. And we have some amazing stories which are coming through locally as well as from Northeast India. So these are essentially my 3 initiatives. I have about 23 years of work experience all in all. I'm an MD and a psychotherapist. And around 15 years of experience has now gone into completely into training and development.
Okay. So I absolutely love the vibe. The entire business is based on the word called dancing. And I think this is so beautiful, no? It gives that vibe of energy and goodness. Okay, this is wonderful, Sonali. Okay, Sonali. So first tell me, what does Dancing Lighthouse do? What does it provide? Do let us know, what does it do?
Thanks about bringing up that element of dancing, Rashi. That would actually set the good foreground for what Dancing Lighthouse is all about. So we do customized bespoke training sessions for the corporate clients. And as the name suggests, we want to make learning fun. So it should not be something which is too pedantic or something which you have to do it because you have to do it. It is something which people should enjoy as a learning process and something that should be lasting. So what we essentially do, what differentiates us is we really go into the detail of understanding the client's need. We are into bespoke, customized sessions, and we spend a lot of time into figuring out what is the exact need. We are met whenever a client reaches out to us, they would give us some requirement. We always go into the detail. There are several instances when we interview the participants, would be participants, in fact, trying to understand their perspective, and then we pull out the need for the session and customize it completely. So that is one aspect that we do. The other thing is, which I always get into this, whether it's me delivering the session, designing and delivering it, or whether we reach out to our panel of SMEs who do it on our behalf. Something that I always ensure is that we go into the why of the details, because it should be experiential for the participant and they should enjoy it. So when I go into the why of the session, I help them, I lead them into their hows and whats. So it is very important that we keep the session experiential, fun loving, and engaging. So through activities, through discussions, we ensure that we do that. So that is the reason why I have sustained over these years and have been able to have sustained relationship with a lot of clients year after year.
So, I understand that you are a trainer and a coach. What excited you to get into weavers, loom, dancing loom, you know, that textile industry? How did it happen? Over to you. And also tell us about the concept behind it.
The journey is more important than the destination, Rashi. And this is very true in this context. So by heart and soul, I'm a trainer. And that itself, you would agree, is the helping profession. Now, in 2017, I started Beautiful Minds and Happy Parathas, like I told you at the beginning of the discussion. Uh, I wanted to reach the happy parathas in areas where poverty is rampant, where it's really needed. Operating in Mumbai is where it's about urban poor, but I wanted to reach where food is really needed. So, in course of my look for the right person to collaborate with, I came across an NGO and a lady who runs it in Northeast India who's doing phenomenal work in at ground level. And we connected, and I felt when somebody is doing such a good work out there, the least we can do is stand behind that person. So I extended my initiative of Beautiful Minds to her and started sponsoring a meal a day for children in the community center. So there are about 80 to 100 children in that community center that we've been sponsoring, and people from across the globe came together to help out in this initiative. Now, in the course of helping out here and serving the food, I also realized that this entire community is sustained through artisans. The work that they do, uh, a lot of it is to do with weaving. And I also realized that with the beautiful sarees and weaves which is coming out, not everything is reaching the market as it should. There are local vendors who would be coming in, picking up, and going. But something which the entire country and the world should know is not happening. That's when I felt that probably an online initiative, I could tap into the world of online initiative and see what best I can do. That's how Dancing Looms was born. So this happened in 2022, and we've been going good ever since.
So I understand that everything has a idea and a story and a concept behind all your ventures, and why is quite clear to you. And this is absolutely amazing. Being an entrepreneur, you exactly know what you're doing. So
Hmm.
Sonali, how have you demonstrated innovation and creativity in your work and all the three ventures out there? Over to you.
A trainer has to be creative, an empath, and a storyteller. I think I'm all of that. I've been blessed that way. So, uh, for my training sessions, I ensure that they are creative. I use a lot of storytelling in my sessions. And I always dig deep into the why of the concept. Whenever I take up any sessions, I begin with the why, always. Uh, that way, I make it experiential for my participants. So I'll just give you an example. One of my flagship sessions is I said chalk, she said cheese. This is on the psychology of communication. And through the activities that we do, we always dive deep into understanding what stops you from communicating. Communication skills is something which the industry needs right from junior to senior level. And most of the sessions that I see are where you talk about what needs to be done to correct your communication skills. But very few sessions would actually go deep dive and say why you feel the need to improve your communication. And we are there. So all my sessions go into the reason why, and the moment participants connect with it, and this is something which I've seen time and time and again, when I make the sessions experiential for them, the take in is much more. I really don't have to push the concepts. And it always happens at the end of the day, once we are done with the session, so many participants come up and they want to speak about their personal problems and challenges. And many a times, what happens is from here begins another journey for me. So I have spoken to participants out of sessions and heard them out, and something that would have been stopping them in their personal or professional lives. And we've spoken about it, and I help them take the next leap forward. So this is also an outcome which has come from these sessions. Apart from that, we try our best to move with the times, adopt AI, and the technological changes, keep pace with that. One major challenge which we had during the pandemic was adapting our sessions to online platform because it was not done before that. And the biggest challenge was sessions which were 2 days long session, which would be 16 hours or 18-hour sessions. We had to adapt them into small modules which could be run online. So having the same activity was a challenge, but something similar where the learning would be reinforced and not allowing the content to be diluted. That was one of the biggest challenges. But then that itself was an experience which has led us to where we are today. And we are operating in hybrid mode. So whatever the client wants, whether online or offline, we are good with it.
Yeah, and I think that is the need of the hour, you know, technology, AI, and
Mhm.
skilling to it. I think this is what is required in everyday's business now. Okay, Sonali, I would like you to share some amazing case studies from your initiative, Beautiful Minds, and about Happy Parathas and the initiative you're doing in the Northeast. When you spoke about it, it actually touched me a lot, and I would want you to share this to the world.
One of the schools that we are supporting in Mumbai is a school where the children come from very underprivileged background. So these are children of rag pickers, and the teachers are wonderful human beings. And sometimes the teachers help them with the train tickets. So these children travel from afar and reach the school. And this is 8th, ninth, and 10th standard. So we started this before the pandemic, and I really didn't know what is the impact that our parathas are having. But the teachers said that probably it's the first meal of the day for these children. They start early, they go for rag picking, come back home, and probably the parents are not in a state where they would be able to give them any food. So they reach school, and sometime around 12:31, our paratha reaches there. And that's probably the first thing that they had. So I remember this one instance. I was at work, and it was break time when I got a call from the teachers, and he just wanted to start off for a video call, and I was requesting him to wait. And he said that our children are here and they've all cleared the 10th grade. The results are out, and they just want to thank you. It was an overwhelming moment for me because, on a daily basis, we've started the initiative, but we don't go and visit and see what's the impact which is happening. But when they come back, you know that for that one child also, it's made a lot of difference. So that is a blessed, fulfilling feeling. In the Northeast, what has happened over these months is because of the food being regular and consistent, uh, a lot of these children from that center have been selected to participate at state football, being trained for football. So, football is an upcoming field now. And surely within a few years, India would be in world map as far as football is concerned, because that's the way it's shaping up. Cricket has been all of it, but we can see that football is the next stage. So it's happy news that because the children had that nutritional level, uh, certain number of children were picked up from our center, and now they are being trained further. Also, a lot of children have uh, been picked up to participate at different cultural events held in Delhi. So all of this happened because somewhere it helped the children. With the food becoming consistent, what we are seeing in all the schools is attendance is becoming consistent. And so that does give a happy feeling that uh, indirectly we are helping in the education as well.
You have no idea the kind of blessings you're gathering. I don't want to say
Thank you.
anything more about it. This is absolutely beautiful.
This
What
is offline. This is offline, right?
No, no, it's not
Thank you.
offline. This is amazing. Okay, okay,
Yes.
Sonali, tell me, how do you actively pursue personal professional growth, and what steps do you take continuously improving yourself? Over to you.
I believe in holistic growth. If my personal life and professional life is integrated, that's when I feel that the growth is actually happening. I cannot be moving forth in one direction and missing out on the other. Both are important. And here I would say my children are my fuel. So I do enjoy my interaction with them a lot. And apart from that, I take care of myself. I work out. I have been meditating for years. This helps me to be grounded, and this helps me to thrive professionally as well, especially during the lows. And I also am part of Toastmasters, so I need to keep polishing up my skills. Recently, I've joined up with Toastmasters and I've won a couple of sessions there as well in the little competitions that happen. So I'm enjoying that journey. I read. Of course, I don't get time to read as voraciously as I used to do earlier. So what I do now is when I'm at the gym, I use that time to listen to podcasts. And sometimes I listen to some of the good books, which I'm not able to read otherwise. So these are things I keep doing to recharge myself and get going.
And I think she's right, because hearing and then, these are very, I would say, unsaid things, that you're learning from your daily life. You're just listening to something and you're upskilling. This is absolutely wonderful. Sonali, what has been your success mantra for all these years?
Lead by your heart. I hear this so often from my colleagues in the corporate that you have to kill your heart. The mind has to overrule the heart. And it really hurts me when I hear this so often from a lot of people. And probably I don't blame them. That's been their corporate journey. And probably they've had a culture where they found themselves that the heart is hurt. Uh, given the kind of environment in which you're operating, things that happen to you and things that you're supposed to do. But somehow I've been blessed that I don't have to subscribe to this mantra. I would say lead by the heart, always follow your heart, and then you can bring in your mind how to do it and what you need to do. Most importantly, there's this common thread which runs through all my initiatives, whether it's Dancing Lighthouse, Dancing Looms, or Beautiful Minds, is building trust. It's completely built on trust. So, in Dancing Lighthouse, for example, my clients trust me that I'll dive deep into the need and I'll figure out and I'll bring out the best that is possible. Similarly, in Dancing Looms as well as Beautiful Minds, it's completely built on trust. People whom I've reached out to who've agreed to be part of this initiative and we are working on this together for all of these years is simply built on trust.
And I buy what she's saying, as we are also beings who move with the hearts around, as brains are selfish. So Think from your heart and do from your heart. This is absolutely wonderful, Sonali. Sonali, what is that one message for all the women, all the communities, and all those entrepreneurs out there?
The same mantra that you asked me about. I'll just share it from my own life experience. So I took a sabbatical sometime in 2007 when I was expecting my son. It was a conscious choice. I was doing well in my career, but I took a conscious choice of taking a break. Uh, and the break somehow lasted for 4 to 5 years, which is a big surprise in the corporate industry. And I have no regrets today. I would say this out loud and with pride. I know a lot of women would find themselves at a juncture where they would want to balance both. They would want to balance their homes and tend to their family while the corporate world calls out. And a lot of it is because of fear of missing out. And you are questioned. And the corporate does think that is it, that ironically they think that you fall back. You've lost out on your skills, your ability, or your intelligence. But my experience has shown that I have grown manifold in this phase. As a person, you grow phenomenally as you become a parent. Nothing, nowhere, no classroom, no paid course or sponsored course is able to teach you the lessons that you learn as you transit into being a parent. So I think those are lessons which people must pause to capture in your life. It makes something very different out of you. That's one aspect. And the other aspect is I kept my learning on. I didn't sit back simply during that phase. Uh, I was not earning. Having said that, I was learning every day. So I added a few qualifications. I did my MSc in psychotherapy around that time. I did an internship in psychotherapy, and I knew I would come back with the full force when the time was right. So, this is something I would say to all women out there that it is an important aspect of our growth. And that is something that we need not take in anybody else's term. That's something that we need to decide for ourselves. What do we want? If career is something that you want, if you want to be back in 6 months, fine, go ahead and do it. But if you think your heart lies with the little ones and you would want to spend some time there and then take the leap, I think you should listen to your heart. So this is how lead by your heart again takes in a new
Okay.
interpretation.
Sonali Ghosh has many achievements to her kitty, especially like her social initiatives, Happy Parathas, Beautiful Minds, and all those things which has she has done from her heart. In case you want to get in touch with her for Happy Parathas, she's open to that. Get in touch with her. Her number and her details are available on the poster.